Pascuzzo. Welcome to Digital Marketing Happy Hour. This month, we're looking at the key components of a successful marketing plan. So I'm going to go into presenter mode here. Hi, I'm Kathryn Pascuzzo. I am fueled by curiosity and I've been doing strategic marketing for nearly 20 years now. My background is in real estate development, luxury retail, and a lot of nonprofit arts and culture work. We've had a lot of fun supporting a few local Victoria nonprofits this year, including the Kool-Aid Society's Health and Homecoming Gala. There's a Make Space in North Park that's opened this summer, and we're also working on a gala to help fundraise to build a performing arts center in the West Shore. And there's a little theater performing arts space where Reno Dance is located at 716 Johnson Street that we're helping ramp up. So there's lots of really fun local and new examples of how we're able to support businesses, big and small, old and new, through transformation. And I can't wait to share more of those stories with you. And so a lot of people come to me and they ask me how they should spend their advertising dollars. And I ask them, do they have a marketing plan? And most of the time it's a no. And most of the time when I was employed as well, there wasn't an annual marketing plan. We would be flying by the seat of our pants if it wasn't for me putting together this annual marketing plan. And so I'm going to show you the components of it. And we're going to talk about the difference between spending money on advertising and investing money into your marketing channels and having it work for you instead of just being an expense. And so the struggle is real. Here are some common struggles that I hear about when I'm talking to local business owners and nonprofits. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall. A board member suggested something, their CEO suggested something, the owner suggested something, and they're just trying the latest trends and they don't know what's working and they're not tracking it. Or they know what to do, but they don't follow through, and they don't complete it. They know they have a launch event and they hold the launch event, but they only give a week's notice to everybody, and then wonder why no one's showing up. And then we have team burnout and confusion, just everyone spinning their wheels, doing all the things, and people using Canva to create things and not having a consistent brand, and causing confusion. And then we have no KPIs. So that's a marketing term called a key performance indicator. And this is when your manager or your clients are asking you, what did you even do? You guys, we've been paying you for hours of work, but where did we move the needle? Can you show me that? And so my promise is I'm going to show you how to shift from chaos to clarity without spending more money on advertising. So I've been there. I'm an entrepreneur turned entrepreneur. I always worked really hard for the businesses I was employed at. And then when I became an entrepreneur, my my world expanded and it's just been really fulfilling, getting to do my own thing, and working hard on someone else's business where things aren't in my control and I'm not making the decisions can be really hard. But now a lot of people like to hire me to do all this hard work for them, and it's been really fun. to help them grow and as well as mentor and all of that. So I've been promoted. I worked as a graphic designer. I took additional education in marketing communications at U of C. I became a marketing manager, and now I'm a successful business owner. And I've been a part of teams that have been tremendously successful and experienced major growth, even in Victoria. And so I've created the system, this strategic marketing plan system. And whether it was 20 years ago when I was working for a music theater company and creating my own KPIs, or to flash forward to today, where we're fundraising hundreds of thousands of dollars for nonprofits or selling $1 million townhomes, the system works to create a marketing plan. And I show you how to make it customizable. So, and tailor it to you and your business needs. So now I've got this all packaged up into a Master Your Marketing Plan intensive. And so I'm going to take you through the components today, but there's opportunity to dig even deeper and hear even more of my insights through my online intensive webinar. There's past Kathryn, pregnant Kathryn, before I went on my mat leave. And we're going to take a look closer at this Kathryn here, who was in it. I think my coworkers pranked me and put all these umbrellas in my cubicle there. But perhaps you were overwhelmed like me at one point, where there was tiny but no ad budget, and working with inexperienced volunteers or co-op students, and prioritizing Instagram, but missing the rest of the mix. Is your audience even on Instagram? You're just kind of spinning your wheels. Now, this wasn't the case for me. I've worked for lots of nonprofits before my time here in that cubicle, but there was no annual plan. And so I made my own, and I started tracking my own KPIs and being able to report on my own success, right? And help bring success to that organization. So, what's in your marketing mix? What are you prioritizing, and how do you know where to start? And if I'm missing anything, I'd love to know. But here are the categories that I consider to be part of your marketing mix. And so we have brand strategy. We start out with developing a brand and a color scheme and choosing fonts, but also talking about your mission and your vision and your values. And so all of that can ring through everything we do going forward, and it can evolve over time and get refreshed. But you do need to have that brand strategy in place before you're doing any ongoing work. And then I kind of go around the circle like this, but really you can mix and match. So online advertising, paid ads through Meta, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, the programmatic ads that you see when you're reading the newspaper online. All of those details. Chat GPT can do referrals now. There's lots that we can do with online advertising. But I don't recommend doing paid ads until you have your digital landscape and your CRM. So digital landscape is what I've coined, a term I've coined, and it means your Google business profile, your social media profiles, all of those online areas where you can feature your business. And I get pushback and I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to be on Facebook or whatever." And I'm like, you don't have to be active on Facebook, but please be sure you claim your domains. So make sure you own the page that has your brand name on it so somebody doesn't replicate and make a fake account. That's not yours, right? And then a CRM is a customer real estate management system. So customer relationship management system. So all of your client and prospect and lead information can live in a centralized place. All your communications, all your contracts, all your client data, all their social media profile information, how you send out your emails can all live in one centralized place. And so we built that up too. So when you're growing your lead list and you're spending money on ads, you're investing in them going into your CRM, and then you're able to advertise to them again and again through different channels without having to pay on additional ad spend. You just have your subscription for your mass email system and your CRM to do that. And then we have public relations. So that's talking to the press, that's going to media events, and telling people what you're doing and telling your story. That can be public speaking as well. And the news needs more good news, and a really underutilized thing to do when you're launching a business is telling your local media channels about it. They're so supportive, especially here in Greater Victoria area. You can get on check, you can get on CTV really easily when you're a new business opening up. And we can show you how. And the world needs more good news right now, right? And so we have special events. So I like to hold an annual event um, on Swank's anniversary, which is in March. And that's a really fun time. It's a really great opportunity to get my prospects, my leads, my clients, my friends, my business network all together in one room and celebrate and get to know each other and have some fun. So that's an example of a special event. You can do webinars, this counts, or in other in-person meetups, product knowledges for your sales team, and just how are you making it fun? How are you bringing together people in person and online in a meaningful way that helps promote your business? And we have traditional advertising. So that's print advertising, that's transit ads, billboards, all of those things you think about when you think about uh, the way people used to advertise when there was an online advertising. And here's my favorite. It's community investment. You really can't go wrong. And including this in your marketing mix, you can pick charities and causes and social enterprises. And really, it's a really great thing to do, number one, but then also you can leverage it to showcase your values and your business and reach their audiences in a really nice way. It's a nice way to get introduced. And so there's galas, you can do silent auction items, small things like that, or you can donate and get charitable tax receipts. You can attend their events and network there and donate. There's a ton of different ways. You can also, add $1 to your price and donate $1 or whatever, and have a component where your customer can add a donation to a charity. There's lots of really fun ways to support your community and grow your business at the same time. And then we have networking and outreach. So that's markets, exhibits, conferences, chamber events. Are you doing all of those things? Or who are you sending to do all those things for you and your business? And it really depends on the type of business, what is worth your while in terms of doing that. And so that's the marketing mix. But that's a lot. How do you know where to start? And you really don't need to do all of this. And I'm going to show you how I strategize and help prioritize. And that's by starting with a SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And don't worry about sharing all your weaknesses and threats with me. It's all future opportunities, and we turn them on their head. So, what is the difference between weaknesses and threats? Threats are out of your control, and weaknesses are things that you want to improve upon. So threats can be things like mortgage rates. Um, if you're in real estate, it can be the weather if you're an outdoor attraction. And you start crafting strategies and plans to help mitigate the risk for your customers or provide education so um, they can make good decisions and see you as a leader. So an example for when mortgage rates were having some major changes back in 2016, um, I was working with a real estate developer selling hundreds of homes, and they had just introduced a stress test. So suddenly, um, new home buyers could afford 5% less than they could have a month before. So there were a lot of um, contracts in place where people thought they qualified for financing and then they ended up not. And so that was like millions of dollars of deals potentially falling through. And so we collaborated with RBC and we created some educational videos with the mortgage broker, and we talked about mortgage pre-qualification and why you should do that. And also helped them figure out the steps to apply for a mortgage and figure out what they qualify before they make an offer. And then they did some detail about why the stress test um, was important, and it helped them find qualified customers, but also helped us not think that we had dozens of deals. We knew our customers were qualified before they put in an offer. So and then strengths are really easy, opportunities are abundant. I love thinking about all the key collaborators, I like to call them, all your favorite people, your best referring friends, and busy businesses like you, where you can share clients and also similar clients like realtors and mortgage brokers have great relationships together. And what are the opportunities there? Can you throw special events? Can you both do webinars together? Yeah, those are some examples of opportunities. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, cool. Okay, so strategies versus tactics. A lot of people can get strategies and tactics confused. I know I was confused at first, and then I'm gonna try to explain it to you, but let me know if you still have questions. So a strategy is what you want to accomplish, and the tactics are how you're going to accomplish it, if that makes sense. So a strategy would be, say you have a weakness. It's like, oh, we don't have a client database. I've hired somebody, but I only have DMs with my clients in Instagram, and I want my admin to be able to um, collect all the information and the data about our clients and be able to take that on for me. So strategy would be let's collect client contact information and create engaging communications that encourage leads to connect with you on through other digital and traditional channels. So can they access your phone number? Can you get their phone number? Can you get their email address? What other data do you need? Do you need their home address or business address? All of those things. And how do you go about collecting it? So the how are the tactics. So we've got social media posts driving traffic to provide their contact information, fill out a form, subscribe to something, can run a giveaway where they enter their information into a form and check the opt-in on the landing pages and lead forms, and you get more information about them that way. You can run a survey as well, join in-person groups and clubs, meeting people in person and exchanging business cards and entering that data in, right? There's a ton of things you can do in terms of tactics. So you can see there's no more throwing spaghetti at the wall. If the tactics don't tie back to the strategy, you don't have to do that. You know what your weaknesses are and your threats are, and you're addressing those. And it's just so great because when it's so handy because when a CEO or somebody you're getting FOMO and you think you want to do a fun dance video because so and so's doing it or jumping on the latest trend, you can look at your strategies and think, does this tie back? Does this feed the master plan? And if it doesn't, you can let it go. Or you can be like, you have the space and time to embrace additional really cool opportunities and ideas because you have a plan and you can see how it's really going to positively influence the strategy that you already have. And so the world changes every day these days, but definitely quarterly. And so my recommendation is to create your annual plan and then just report quarterly at bare minimum, and then create a new updated refresh plan each quarter, depending on what tariffs are like and what the real estate market is doing and whatever else. It's really important as the seasons change to take a look at your plan and make sure you're still on target and where you can optimize, and figure out what was working and what you can let go of because it wasn't. So here's my big old list of tactics, and that's included in my worksheet for your annual marketing plan. You can definitely screen grab it right now as well. But just really make sure that your tactics are lining up with some of your strategies. And if you find any more ideas, definitely send me a DM and I'll add them to this master list for everyone. These numbers are way off. My page numbers. Okay, so objectives. Everyone knows, everyone with marketing education knows about SMART objectives, but here's my secret sauce. So they're specific, right? What do you intend on making an impact on? They're measurable. They're achievable and realistic. They're relevant. They're tied back to your strategy. But here's where we talk about the letter T. And so I have three things for the letter T: targeted, time-bound, and timely. So targeted, I have a really great example. I'm never the marketer to tell you that you need to have one audience, but you do need to have an idea of who your audiences are. And my best example is when you're selling a condo. You have three audiences. You have investors, first-time home buyers, and downsizers. And each of those three people have very different priorities when looking to purchase a condo, and you need to be saying different messages to each one of those. And then time bound just means it's happening within a certain amount of time and making sure that you're giving people enough time to convert. And also when should your objective be achieved by, right? And then realistically looking, like a home purchase can be 3 months, 6 months, a week, but you're gonna notice that you've kind of got an average with your clients and you can figure out how to shrink that if you want funds coming in faster. But you just kind of need to be aware that if you're selling tickets to an event, for example, you've got to give people a month to book childcare, check their calendar. Victoria is notorious for last minute ticket buyers, but that doesn't mean you should advertise last minute. Um, Ideally, I like to have 12 weeks minimum to run a campaign. But sometimes launching 6 months in advance is your path to success. So time bound, giving people enough time and you enough time to pull it off as well. And then timeliness. So timely means taking advantage of a certain time of year. Um, and an example would be Mother's Day. So making sure you're launching your Mother's Day campaign well in advance of Mother's Day, enough time for people to raise awareness about your offering, make the purchase, get it shipped and gift wrapped before Mother's Day. You can also leverage key timing dates. So for my theater folks, they can expect a mass amount of attendance during dance days when the city runs free dance events all week, and this theater will be getting hundreds of new people in through their door, and they could be advertising their upcoming shows, advertising membership, and all of these things. So, how are you leveraging the time of year, certain events, certain holidays, for you and your business? So, here we are. You're here on Earth, overwhelmed, no space for dreaming, and you have no annual marketing plan. My process is to create that annual marketing plan, make progress on your priorities, and inspire action. So we can all make a plan, but the idea here is that we're creating a plan and a concise checklist to make it easy for you to know what to focus on and get done or assign and outsource to other people, whether it's internal admins and staff, marketing teams, or to us, and then reporting on your success. And then you're becoming a confident marketer. And I use the star graphic because I'm like, I just love giving people the space to be dreamy and put the extra love in wherever that is, whether it's being able to spend more time with clients or even just having that energetic shift of finding the right fit clients and having your business marketing tools all working for you. So we've got a pretty great track record. We've got a lot of folks we've been working with. You can review um, our testimonials on the website as well. We work with financial advisors, we work with realtors and real estate developers and arts and culture organizations. Carla's another one of our favorites. She's started a festival called Design Victoria. And whether we're doing our all-in program or like we did with Shane and Amy, where we're designing their brand and reskinning their website and providing training for their admin team to continue to execute, or we're meeting monthly with Carla Carla Sorrell, for example. She's the former editor of Douglas Magazine. She knows business, she knows marketing, but she's still coming to us for our local knowledge and someone to bounce ideas off of and hold her accountable. And we've got physicians, coaches, people starting retreats, and Christine Gleed. We would do a lot of real estate development with her. And then Sean and his wife Denise, they're owner operators. So he's an RMT, but he's also working on his business. And they're a married couple, so that sometimes it's helpful just to have that quarterly strategy session where they can bounce their ideas off of me and I can help them prioritize what they want to do. And so what do all these people have in common? They're helping to build vibrant communities. They're doing great, inspiring work. They're savvy business owners. And so if you are that as well, I'd love to work with you too. So here's how you get access to the Master Your Marketing Plan, my 90-minute intensive webinar. I'm going to show you what's included with that right here. So we're going to go, there's 3 parts to it, and there's a chance to take a break in between. I run this workshop in person as well if there's a group of you that wants to book. It's really fun to kind of mastermind around it as well. But we're going to find your passion, get the motivation, and crunch the numbers. So we start with intention setting, figure out why you started your business in the first place. And then we look at your market and look at the revenue and reach. And I do this really fun thing where we can calculate, at least for me, we use spreadsheets and we figure out how you're going to reach your revenue goals based on your current conversion rates or industry standards. And it's a super powerful exercise. And then we create those key performance indicators and figure out how to tilt the scale. We do our SWOT analysis that we touched on, and then we do a branding brainstorm and set some smart objectives. And then we go in, dive into the customer experience and what that can look like. And then we develop strategies, tactics, and key timing. I tell a few stories, and it's a really great time. And so you leave with your annual plan ready to go, and you know what you're going to do, at least for Q1 or the next quarter ahead of you. And so here's how you can work with us. You can get access to your master marketing plan. There's a link here, and I'll post it in the caption of the recording as well, so you can have access to that. And you can browse our website. But what's included with this session is a bonus 15-minute discovery session where you can talk to me and ask questions, and there's no strings attached. I just love connecting with everybody and seeing if we're the right fit for each other to work together. And I just love hearing about what people are working on and what cool things they're doing. And then you can attend our events. So we run digital marketing happy hour on the 4th Tuesday of every month at 2 p.m. on Zoom. But there's also offerings coming soon, in-person workshops. I have, you can book me for speaking events. I have a signature talk called Putting the Social Back into Social Media. And that's super fun. So you can hire me for speaking events. We can have one-to-one strategic planning sessions. You can do these online webinars DIY. But then we also have our done for you services, including social media and digital landscape audit and setup. We have our 30 Days to Branded program and our Set Up for Success program, which includes the website setup and all of the marketing materials we determine what you want to create. And then you get those working files. And another thing that's different about Swank is we create templates in Canva. I love how accessible great design is for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and students. And so we don't gatekeep. You get all of your working files and your brand documents, so you can go on and be successful yourself or with your admin team. But if you would love to have ongoing expertise or a mentor for your team, you can book me as a fractional CMO, which is a glorified term for a part-time marketing expert at your service. All right, so I'm excited to offer you guys, because we've spent all this time explaining about strategy and marketing plans, I can offer you a one-to-one to our session for $500. And what you get for that is we can do your SWOT analysis, or 2 hours focused on your business priorities. I do training on how to update your website or ideate about a campaign. And then you leave with a checklist and some knowledge and some tasks. And you're just you're really confidently moving into the next stage of your marketing plan. And so I think that's everything. Thanks for listening. I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to connect with our event attendee, Kamal. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your thoughts about strategic marketing plans. And please get in touch with me at Kathryn@swankcreative.com and browse the website, check out the webinar, and subscribe and like if you're watching on YouTube, and we'll check you later. Thanks so much.